Hello everyone, how are you? This is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. I'm getting ready to do my Saturday. It's Saturday, November 14th, 2020, and I'm getting ready to do the Saturday charts to ponder. And I want to just reach out and say to all the members of Hit and Run Candlesticks, thank you so very much for being a member. And also to the trial people, thank you for giving us a chance to show you what we can do or help you with maybe. Sure do appreciate it. Now for those that may be interested in taking a trial for a short period of time, we have a seven-day free trial, absolutely free. If you take a look down below the video in the chat area, or just below the video, you'll see a link. And if you click on that link, follow the process, and you'll get signed up for a free 7-day trial. Now also with that, and this is true with all members and current trial members, if you have a smartphone, what we'll do is whenever we buy or sell position or adjust it, we will, once you're set up with the app, what we'll do is we send messages out just within seconds after we make a purchase or a sell or an adjustment, and it'll go right to your smartphone here. So if you have a smartphone and if you would like the app, you can get that. And did you know that you do not have to be in the trading room to get that app? So you could be out fishing, you could be on the golf course, doctor's office, driving a car, even taking a nap if you want to. And anyway, I just wanted to share that with everybody. So if you're interested in a 7-day trial, just look below. There'll be a link right there. Click on that link and then just follow the process from there. No strings attached. All right, everybody, let's get going. Meet me in the room or meet me in the YouTube channel there, and I will get going on going through a few stocks to ponder this weekend. Thanks a lot. Okay, let's take a look at some charts. So we have something to take a look at and ponder over the weekend. All right, so I've got the SPY up. I just want to talk about this for a second, and then we'll take a look at some charts. So right now, the SPY is definitely in a trend as the market. Right now, it's in a bullish trend. This is the 50-period moving average right here, right there, and it's got a slight upward, very, very slight. Here's the 34 exponential moving average. Here's the trend indicator right there, and this is the T-line. So you can see that if you're just looking at the moving averages, the overall average, we're still in an uptrend. However, the price action here is what I would consider as horribly choppy, and it's kind of rough to make a buck. I'm not going to lie, not going to kid about it. There'll be more people lose money or has lost money in the last several days than there has been people that make money. It just sometimes this happens in the market this way. So this big gap up caused pretty much by Pfizer the other day, it did not really help everything in my personal opinion, but it is what it is and we have to work around it. So just make sure that we follow the trend, make sure we're not over trading right now. Let's not forget that the COVID cases are rising like crazy, and something has got to give. Now, I can't say what it is, I don't know, but something has to kind of bend a little bit. So let's just keep our eye on that, and let's be cautious out there, okay? All right, let's take a look at some charts here. So actually, I have about 29 charts that I'm going to be adding to my overall watch list. We don't have time today to talk about 29, so we're going to talk about 12. We're going to look at 12 of them. We're going to set up some targets, some stops, and entry areas. I also want to remind everybody that if you have your smartphone, whenever we buy anything, we will alert you. We will send things out, send notes out on what we bought, the amount, stop, things like that. When we make adjustments, we'll send that out, and we will also send, when we sell things out, we'll send that. So the takeaway here is you don't have to be in the trading room anymore. you could be, as long as you've got cell service, smartphone cell service, then you're good to go and you'll get the alerts. So just you just have to download the app. You do have to be a member or a trial member, and then you're able to get that. For trial members, I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but if you check below, that there will be a special link for you if you would like a 7-day trial. Absolutely free, no strings attached. You might want to take advantage of it, and we'll get you connected to the smartphone. All right, let's get going here. So I'm going to start with EB up here. This one's got my attention. It's caught my eye. And what has happened here is we've gapped up, we've consolidated, and it looks like the bulls are trying to move us up a little bit higher. You can see we broke out of this about this 160, 165, 170 level, 180, I guess. And if you look over here, there's a ton of room for this thing to move up. Let's go to a weekly chart, see if we can do it. Yeah. And I'm going to a weekly chart just so you can see a bigger picture here. And you can see where we are right now. And then we're going to put a line right up here, right at the top of this candle to about 20 bucks. So that to me looks like a pretty good trade plan right in there. So as far as targets go, so we have a stop. We need to break out, of course, and then that's where we want to rally to. So I'm going to look at my buy area, and I'm going to just put all those candles in the box, and I'm actually going to raise this up a little bit right there. So I'm going to go ahead and raise my stop just a tad right there. So I'm going to be shopping for a buy in this area right in here, inside that whole buy box area. Could be Monday, could be next week, could be 2 weeks from now. It doesn't necessarily have to be right away. And then we'll be looking for price to run up toward that 20-day period moving average up there. And that's going to put us in the possible 43% trading the stock on here. And of course, all the charts I'm looking at can be traded stock, just the stock, or an option if you choose, or both, I guess. So, but anyway, we'll just look here at the trade as far as the chart goes on the stocks. So if we can buy inside this area, even above that blue line there, up here, 33%, if we get, around the green box above that blue line. So that's looking like a pretty good trade. If we do buy in here, we'll use about that 13.10 as a stop. Of course, we'll adjust depending on exactly where it's bought. And again, we will put that out to the smartphone for you for that alert. Okay. SPAR. Nice little aerospace defense stock here. Man, it has been in a big old downtrend here. And a downtrend, we kind of bottomed out, we popped up, we pulled back. Looks like we really came down and just tested these bottoms down here on this pullback. And then it just shot up. And here we are with this nice consolidation right in here. So I'm going to put something like that up there. I'm going to actually go a little higher. Buy box there. There we go. And let's run over and take a look at where we might think this can go, because that's important. Now, I also want to put this line here. You see where we are right here on the June 16th, right there. That's kind of where we stopped. Not kind of, it is. And then see that candle right over, just a few days before that. That's where it tried to hammer itself out of it, but it just couldn't. It just didn't have the energy to get going. A couple of these candles even tried to get up there. So this is a good resistance line. It will also be a great support line if we start to break out. So let's do this. We're going to add a buy box to this right on top. Now, I'm not opposed to buying it down here. I'm not opposed at all at buying it down here. You just want to make sure that if you do, you've got your stop in there that would protect you. So let's see here. That's 5.4% maybe. So if it was bought in this area, I could see 27.35 as a stop. However, if it's bought up here, then we probably want to raise that stop up a little bit. As far as where can this go, a target upwards, we're going to go to 35 up here. So that's 14.8%. On a breakout, now all of a sudden, there's a little target right in here. And that's put you up at about that 44 area. So now, with an entry about 31.30, you're looking at 43% possible move on this. Now, I don't want anyone to think that I'm going to be holding it for that 43%. That's not my style. That's not what I do. Not at all what I do. So what I need to see is a path to success. That's what I really need to see, is the possibility of stock getting there. So I want that path to success. And then from there, I'm going to use my rules for taking profits. That's what we've done with the Road to Wealth account. And at the close of yesterday, well, a few minutes before the close, we actually went over a milestone. But when we got to the close, a few things pulled back a little bit. So we're just under the milestone. And the milestone is Road to Wealth account being up 70% in about 2.5 months. So, well, I'll just stick with the way I take profits. It works for me. It works well. Okay, MPC. Some oils are looking really good here. Really good on the oils. MPC's looking good. We've got a low, high, higher low. We gapped up to a higher high, higher low. And it looks like we may be trying to move out here. So we're going to come in here and we're going to put the buy box about right in there. I'm going to make sure I grab yesterday's, Friday's low in there. Now I think we need to come up here and put some lines in here. And I think if we can get above 40.25, maybe 41.65, that whole area right there, if we can get above that, then all of a sudden we might be able to get to $60 up here, $65 on this MPC. Keep an eye on oil. Of course, that can be kind of crazy. Certainly can be. So, but this is a chart that I love. I like the way it's moved up. I like the way it's back above the 50-period moving average. You can see the trend is trending up. So we'll watch for that entry in there. And, of course, we'll put our stop in. Now, I can't say whether we're going to buy it right in here or actually wait for the breakout. It really kind of all depends how the market acts next week. There's also a possibility we're in positions and we can't add to one or buy one. We have limits. We just can't keep buying. We can't have 20 positions on our plate. Maybe you can, but I can't. And we have our limits. And so sometimes we have to pass on a trade until we get rid of one. So I can't guarantee we're going to buy it, nor can I guarantee where we're going to buy it. One thing I can guarantee is when we do, we'll put it out on the smartphone. That is for sure. Okay, here's one that we ought to keep an eye on is that NKLA popped to the downside on some crazy news, started to put in a little bottom, rallied up, and then continued down. But if you look at this, where it stopped here, that's a pretty good supporting area. Now all of a sudden we have a Morningstar type signal here with a doji continuation setting up. We get some follow through. This could actually be a pretty good trade. Now, somebody might want to trade it to the 50-period moving average up here. Maybe that's something you want to do. Hey, look, that's 16%. That's an awful lot of money. But the reality is we could probably wait, if we want, for this thing to actually break out of the 50-period moving average up here and test and then start moving up. And that might be a trade too. So the reality is this could actually be a trade in a pretty big area right here. The upside potential is pretty darn good. I think I would have to I think, well, man, I'm going to have to run right up into this 33 area, and then we'll take a look at that $49.90, $50 area, and then reevaluate from there. APA. APA is another one coming out of the energy sector. Low, high, higher low, higher high. You can see right over here I use TC2000, by the way. TC2000, I've got it set it up to tell me what kind of chart pattern it might be. And this is a rounded bottom breakout. This is one of my favorite chart patterns. That means the 200 period moving average is up here. To keep from switching charts, it just is. Well, here, let's do that. Here, there's the chart right there. So what we look for is price to try anyway to move toward that 200 period moving average up here. So let's go back to this chart. There we go. So we may be looking for around a $13 target, knowing that along the way there may be a few areas that we need to pull some profits out of. 1180 might be one, is what we'll look for. So this is a pretty nice little, what we call a pop out of the box setting up. So what we have is a box, a series of candles. Usually we look for about 4, and here we have 5. So that's a pretty nice little pop out of the box. I'm going to go ahead and draw this up a little higher here. So what we're looking for is a buy inside the box area. I'm going to go ahead and draw a line right here, right across those tops. So when we start to see that pop above it, that might be a trigger to buy. Also down in this area can certainly be bought. That's how we look at it. And we'll put our stop in there. And I'll probably put my stop somewhere around that 930 area maybe, right in here. So with a buy somewhere in the green box, I'll just split the middle. You're looking at 16% and then possibly 29%. Another one that is looking pretty good here is GM. Now, GM has been trending up here. Let's go take a look at a weekly chart. Look at that weekly chart, and man, this thing is just getting awfully close to this breakout point up here. So I'm going to put a line right in there. There we go. So 46.25 would be the target area right now. After that, we start breaking out into some new territory up here for GM. There's the monthly chart. Take a look at the monthly chart. Man, above this 46.25, GM could really start to move when it gets through its highs and into some new territory. So $46 stock up here, man, this could become, well, I mean, it could double. It could get up here into the $80 range. So this is something that we're definitely keeping an eye on. Some folks might choose to trade up to the resistance up here. I know a lot of members already have this on their plate. So that's right there about 12%. And it certainly might consolidate a little bit and give a better entry. Right now, I'm going to look for an entry, say, in that area right there. Look for that entry. So if maybe it is bought on the lower side at 38.70, you're looking at that. What is that? About almost a 19% trade there. So, but after that, that's where dreams can be made of. We get up through that resistance line up there, and then man, that thing could really work out. XLE, I'm currently long XLE. I held this over the weekend, and here we have this pop the upside pullback. I did buy this yesterday on yesterday's candle. I think it can still be bought. I'm going to move the buy box up here, something like that right there. There we go. I think that can still be bought. Right now I'm using the low of Thursday's candle as a stop. That puts us, let's see, well, I don't know why it doesn't work inside that box. So let's do it this way. There we go. So we're looking at about a 5.25% stop right now. If it pops up Monday, then what I'll do is I'll be raising that stop. There's a chance I add to it up here as it starts breaking out or when it breaks out. And again, I will post that on the app when that happens. What I'm looking for is about 39 up here. And then after that, 41 and 46. But let's climb the tree one branch at a time. Let's get to 49, and then we'll worry about anything above that. Zion, I'm kind of liking the banks. Got a few banks here. I think the banks are looking pretty good, and I think they can do us well down the road. Take a look at Zion. Zion's broken out. I'm going to put a line right through here. We've broken out. We've come back and tested. Nice little doji, bullish candle yesterday. We're above the T-line. The trend is starting to work. I think there's a lot of potential here. Let's take a look at the weekly chart, and I've got this downtrend line drawn on it. So that's kind of what I'm looking for price to go to. So from here, the price could get up there 25, 30%, depending on where, how fast it climbs the ladder here. So Zion could be a great trade. Right now, to me, this is the buy area. We're going to go a little higher. There we go. That's the buy area that I'm looking at. Right now, the stop of about 35, 45 here. Of course, if it's bought at the high end, we want to raise the stop up. Something we do a lot is, well, something I do anyway, I know a few other people do it, is we'll use the volatility stop to help with that stop. So you can see there's the volatility dots here. I'm going to put that line right there. Well, that's the daily. I'm going to go to a 3-bar chart, and a lot of times I'll use that as well. So that's what I would use for the 3-bar chart, and that's the daily chart. Now, let's go back to the daily. So I very well may use that 36 and a quarter, the volatility stops on the 3-bar chart form. At least it gets me in the area, and from there I can move it a penny or two or 3 or 4 pennies if I need to coincide with price. So right now I would be looking at with an entry, inside there, inside yesterday's candle. I would be looking for a stop around that 36 and a quarter, or if you want to go a little deeper, even 35.85. KRE, this one's also setting up pretty nice. Here's that volatility stop on the daily chart, so may use that as a stop. Here's a 3-bar chart, and you see I've already got that one marked for the 3-bar chart, which is a little high actually. There we go, right there. Back to the daily, and we'll put a daily stop in there if you want. And when I don't, let's see, I think I don't want to mislead anybody. If I look at a 3-bar chart and I put the stop there, now I trade mostly on the daily chart, and that 45, 67 area, 65, if I go to the daily, I'm very likely to use that as the stop area. Okay, so it's not like, well, I put the stop on a 3-bar chart so I can only trade the 3-bar chart. That's not true. If I put it on the 3-bar chart, there's probably a 98% chance I'm actually going to trade it on the daily chart, and that's where I'll work with my stop. So when I look at volatility stop, I look at both the daily and the 3-bar chart to make a decision which one I want to use. Wells Fargo, this is another one that I own, is some Wells Fargo here. You can see it in the trap, pretty nice. Been in a downtrend, actually still in a downtrend. Tell you the truth, that's still trending down. But I do think we have a nice little bottom here. I'm willing to take the risk on it coming out of that downtrend. So we start to see a little breakout. I'm looking for 25.90 up here. Let's take a look at that 3-bar chart, and you can see where I might use the stop in here. Go back to the daily, and you see that how that works. Comes very close to yesterday's low and Friday's low. And from here, I can adjust it if I need to, just a little bit, because when it really comes down to it, price is king, and we want to base our stops on price, nothing else. Well, I mean, you can use something else, certainly something to get you in the area, but like I said, when it comes down to it, I think it's best to use price to make those final decisions. So here on Wells Fargo, from buying here yesterday, we've got a risk of under 2% and the reward up here around 8% to this line up here, and I did buy options on it. GILD is another one that I bought. I bought this Thursday on this hammer inside the trap. Big bullish engulf. We pulled back. Buyers came back in, closed this in the trap. I thought that was worth a trade, so I took that trade. Yesterday, it acted pretty darn good here. We start to break out of that little downtrend line. Then I'm thinking we get up to this 63 area, 63.45, something like that. Then we'll take a look at 65 and then possibly 68 up here. Take a look at that 3-bar chart, and let's put maybe a stop. Let's just see what happens here. Go to the daily. So with a buy inside an inside day or something like that, maybe right there, then under a 2% stop perhaps, with the first target up here at about 4.5% profit. Okay, NIO, I want to talk about this just because there's so many people that's trading it, and it has been a good money maker. It really has. So yesterday we popped up and it got a little tired. And it's about time. I mean, this thing needs a rest. Now it can certainly go higher. So we come up here, we put in a definite dark cloud cover, and we could see a little bit of a pullback here. So what I'm going to wait for is a pullback, buyers to show me that there's a chart pattern there, and then buyers to come in. And what I use is live trading alerts, and that's an alert system that tells me when stocks are moving, say, in the trap or making a new day high or a new day low or a 15-minute high or a 15-minute low or something like that. So I'll be watching this closely for an entry. I sure would like to get back in. And again, we've certainly made some pretty good money, and I know a lot of our subscribers have made fantastic money on it. So sure would like to get back there. And I don't think the whole electric car thing is over. I think there's more to come. Whether you like it or not, I got to admit, I'm a gas engine kind of guy, but the electric cars, they're probably here to stay. So we'll keep an eye on those. Remember, if you're still watching this video, because we are at the end, if you're still watching, remember there's a 7-day trial below if you're interested. You do have to come in the trading room to get it paired, and but you can leave the trading room right there. And if you needed help in the evening, maybe you work a 9-to-5 job, I can certainly come in after hours and help pair it, okay? So everyone have a great weekend. Thank you for watching our video, and we'll see you Monday, okay?